Welcome to this introduction to the Small Business Innovation Research and the Small Business Technology Transfer programs. This webinar is sponsored by the New Jersey Small Business Development Centers, headquartered at the Rutgers University Business School. It is also sponsored by our long-term partners, the accounting firm Eisner-Amper and the law firm Lowenstein Sandler. My name is Randy Harmon. The Small Business Innovation Research Program, SBIR, is the federal government's largest R&D grants program targeted to small businesses. There is more than $2 billion available for the program annually. I believe that SBIR is the best source of early-stage risk capital to develop a promising new technology. In addition, SBIR can also serve entrepreneurs as a pathway to equity financing. All federal agencies with large extramural or external R&D budgets in excess of $100 million per year are required to participate in the SBIR program. They do so by setting aside 2.5% of these budgets for competitive grants to small businesses. On the right side of the slide, you see a list of the 11 currently participating agencies. The way in which the SBIR program typically works is that agencies publish one or more solicitations per year wherein they identify either very real problems that they need entrepreneurs' help in solving or broader areas of research interest. If you have a technology that you believe addresses an agency's interests or solves one of its problems, you can develop and submit a Phase 1 proposal. The purpose of Phase 1 is to demonstrate the technical, scientific, and increasingly the commercial merit and feasibility of your proposed technology. Phase 1 typically runs for a period of 6 months and comes with a financial award of up to $150,000 and sometimes more. There are approximately 4,000 Phase 1 awards issued each year across the 11 participating agencies. If you're successful in Phase 1 and the agency likes what you have achieved, you can develop and submit a Phase 2 proposal. Phase 2 supports your principal R&D effort and may include the development of a prototype. Phase 2 runs for a period of 2 years and comes with a financial award of up to $1 million and sometimes more. The most frequently asked question that I receive comes from entrepreneurs who have demonstrated some level of feasibility. They ask me whether they can skip Phase 1 and go directly to Phase 2 where the bigger money is. The answer is that you must have a Phase 1 award in order to be eligible to apply for Phase 2. If you're successful in both Phase 1 and Phase 2, you're then expected to commercialize your technology for either a government or a commercial customer under what's called Phase 3. However, the term Phase 3 is a bit of a misnomer in that there is no new funding that comes with Phase 3. You're expected by that point to raise whatever additional funding you need, either privately or through your government customer. One of the consequences of working with the federal government is that sometimes an agency will perform a task a little differently than all the other agencies. This, unfortunately, is a characteristic and indeed a hallmark of the SBIR program. Each agency does things differently. Consequently, instead of a single uniform SBIR program, there are essentially 11 different programs. Some of the most visible ways in which these differences manifest themselves are in a different number and scheduling of solicitations over the course of the fiscal year, and in different maximum dollar limits on Phase 1 and Phase 2 awards. In order to be eligible for participation in the SBIR program, there must be a for-profit business operating primarily in the U.S. That business cannot be dominant in the field of operation in which it is proposing. The legal structure of the business is not particularly important. Any of the common legal structures are acceptable. What is important is that 51% of the company be owned and controlled by individuals who are U.S. citizens or permanent resident aliens. In addition, all Phase 1 and Phase 2 work must be performed in the U.S. The Small Business Technology Transfer Program, STTR, is essentially the younger, poorer sibling of the SBIR program. Its goal is to foster the transfer of new technology from a research institution setting to the commercial sector. Only the 5 largest SBIR agencies participate in the STTR program. These are agencies whose extramural R&D budget exceeds a threshold of $1 billion per year compared to the $100 million threshold that requires SBIR participation. In addition, the set-aside is much smaller under the STTR program at 0.3% compared to 2.5% under the SBIR program. The net result is that STTR has only approximately 10% of the funding available under SBIR. The two programs are structured very similarly. However, the maximum awards are smaller under STTR, with a $100,000 maximum for Phase 1 and a $750,000 maximum for Phase 2. The primary differentiator between the two programs is that STTR requires that between 30 and 60% of the award go to support a collaboration with a nonprofit or academic research organization. I believe that the SBIR and the STTR programs are just about the closest thing to the entrepreneur's holy grail of free money. There are no loans to be repaid, no equity is given away, and the small business maintains control of the intellectual property. In addition, there are good odds for success. Beyond providing companies with an often desperately needed cash infusion, I believe that the real, underlying, and most compelling value proposition of the SBIR and STTR programs is that they can serve entrepreneurs as a pathway to equity financing. Over a period of 3 to 4 years, in 2 competitive phases, entrepreneurs can receive up to $1,150,000 and sometimes more to develop a technology and reduce its technical risk. Equity investors typically love it when a prospective portfolio company wins an SBIR award because they see it as providing external validation regarding the potential merit of the small business's technology. A common vulnerability among scientists and engineers is to focus on the development of the technology at the expense of other important business development activities. If, however, particularly during phase 2, a company can pay attention to minimizing its market and other business risks while developing the technology, that company can begin to become a realistic prospect for equity financing by the completion of phase 2. Through the New Jersey Small Business Development Centers, I am available to New Jersey entrepreneurs as a no-cost, one-stop resource to assist them in pursuing financing for science and technology-based businesses. I can assist small businesses in competing for angel financing, venture capital, and state financing opportunities, as well as SBIR and STTR grants, and in preparing the required business plans, funding proposals, and investor presentations. I also publish a near-monthly newsletter that includes a current schedule of SBIR and STTR opportunities, as well as other information that SBIR entrepreneurs are also likely to be interested in. In addition, the NJSBDC will sponsor SBIR proposal writing training seminars throughout the year. This concludes this introduction to the SBIR and STTR programs. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.